Hey guys, I'm back with the 7th video in the series where I try to ruin League of Legends. This one took a bit longer to make because I was procrastinating, then ended up getting sick so I couldn't record the audio. I mean, I could've, but I didn't want to sound like I was choking on dick the entire time. If only there was some form of social media I could have used to tell you about that sooner. Anyways, what I have for you today is Speed Demon Singed. It's considerably less awful than Zero Damage Tryndamere, and a hell of a lot less bannable. To truly play Speed Demon Singed, you have to think like Lightning McQueen and become the embodiment of speed. To become the embodiment of speed, you have to live life in the fast lane, and sometimes, when you're living life in the fast lane, you forget things, like when Princess Diana's chauffeur forgot that you shouldn't drink and drive. Because I've been living my life in the fast lane, I forgot to add more than 3 movement speed quints to my rune page. It didn't really matter because you can literally take anything on Singed and it would still work. Anything outside of movement speed is honestly just additional fluff and completely unnecessary for running around like an asshole. There are 3 important masteries that you need to make sure that you have: Wanderers, Explorer, and Courage of the Colossus. I'm not telling you to take Storm Raider Surge because Colossus is broken and should be taken on any champion that can activate it. For your summoners, you're going to run Smite Ghost because Smite Teleport would just be ridiculous. You're passing up way too much movement speed by not taking Ghost, and the movement speed you may get from Home Guard teleporting will just go away the second you tap anything. Taking Smite will also give you near infinite sustain. In between proxying waves, you just run over to a camp and smite it to gain all the health that you lost back. In case taking Smite hasn't already given it away, your first item is going to be Deadman's Plate. Once you pick up this item, try to avoid auto-attacking people or it'll take away all the movement speed from its passive. The extra damage isn't worth it. After Deadman's Plate, you're going to pick up a blue Runic Echoes items. This item both gives 7% passive movement speed and the ability to strike enemy players with lightning, which slows them down and somehow makes you faster. The next 2 items are probably the most important. They give a massive boost to your movement speed, and combined together, they make you faster than a certain nondescript ethnicity trying to run from the police. These 2 items are Righteous Glory and Talisman of Ascension. You'll notice that I'm not telling you to pick up a Youmuu's. As with all my other builds, I'm aiming for maximum effectiveness. You're already traveling at Mach 7 speeds, so Youmuu's won't make a noticeable difference, and the other stats just aren't useful on Singed. Going faster means that the other person is slower than you. This means that when you slow people down even further, it, by the transitive property, makes you faster. For this reason, you're going to pick up a Rylai's as your last item. For your boots, I'd recommend getting Swiftness boots. You don't buy mobility boots for the same reason you don't take teleport. You'll just lose the movement speed the second you touch something. Alright, now let's dive into the abilities. Singed Q lets out a smoke signal trail behind you so the enemy team knows where to go. A majority of players will recognize the happy gas and go out of their way to try and follow it around. If a player is particularly dense and just seeing the gas isn't enough for them to notice you, run circles around them until they have no choice but to embrace your gaseous love. If they ever try to cuck you, you have your W, which throws glue on the ground and slows anyone who tries to walk over it. To even further prevent escape, you can flip them with your E. If you manage to flip them onto your pile of glue, it'll root them for up to 2 seconds. The final tool in Singed's kit is his ult. It gives him bonus movement speed, ability power, and some other stats for 25 seconds. Don't forget to pick up Vape Drake whenever possible. It will enable you to run faster than Usain Bolt and longer than a runaway slave whenever you're out of combat. By combining all of your movement speed bonuses together, you'll be able to run a mini Blitzkrieg campaign that results in various champions getting gassed, slowly giving them the sweet release of death. Alright, this video's done. Before I go, I understand that your team may not want you to play Speed Demon Singed, but fuck them. You can build whatever the fuck you want on Singed and it would still work as long as you actually play the role that you queue for.